Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track Preview Edition before episode 57, I think. Mm-hmm. We don't always do the episode numbers. Hi, I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey Rob, it's Diana.
And it's Jackie. Hello.
So this preview episode, for those of you who are new to our show, is a great way to find out what full-length topic we'll be discussing in next week's full-length, super long episode.
Woo-woo.
And these are just kind of like little ones where we talk about the research that we will be reading, so you have a chance to read it yourself, so you can join in on the discussion or talk to your radio, I guess, when you're and also to share a few things either from, just kind of recent news that we feel like sharing or feel is important to share. So Let's start by talking about our topic for next week. So next week we're going to be talking about contingencies, but not just about contingencies as a concept, but contingencies and the idea of, do we as organisms, or specifically humans, do we actually prefer when we are allowed to choose contingencies or not? And so we'll be reading two articles that are going to try to answer or get towards an answer to that question. Those articles, for those of you following along at home, are Evaluation of Client Preference for Function-Based Treatment Packages by Hanley, Piazza, Fisher, Contrucci, and Maglieri from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, 1997. And then we're also going to talk about a follow-up article. Do children prefer contingencies? An evaluation of... is a question mark. That's how you read it. Contingencies? An evaluation of the efficacy of and preference for contingent versus non-contingent social reinforcement during play by Luczynksi and Hanley, also from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis from 2009.
Ooh.
So we're going to get to the center of this mystery. We're going to read about it, we're going to learn about it, and then we will share some findings, and then we'll share some of our own thoughts on the topic in next week's episode.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know, very exciting.
Love it.
And that brings us to the next section of the show, which we're going to go a little quick through because we've been doing some more recordings today, and that's the errata section. That's where we talk about either emails from listeners, or we talk about things that are going on in the world of behavior analysis that we feel like bringing up. So why don't we start with, Dana, you said you had a couple emails from listeners you wanted to share.
Oh, sure.
And if you yourself would like to have your email read or just would like to send us an email, you can do so at abainsidetrack@gmail.com. We really do love getting, any statement from people listening, even if it's, hey, I downloaded your show. Maybe I won't download it again. You know what? It was nice that you downloaded it once. We appreciate that.
Okay. So I have an email here from our listener, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for emailing. And he wrote to us and said that we have done a terrific job with the podcast.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's awesome. We really appreciate that. He gives
Jeff.
us a couple other compliments, too.
I was self-deprecating earlier. I would actually like it if everyone would just send us nice emails about how great we are. That would mean a lot.
We do get a lot of those, but I don't usually read those because there's,
Because I've eaten them for sustenance.
Just a
It's
little
the only thing that keeps me going.
victory toot toot. When I send out CEs, I usually put in there like, hey, if you could leave us a review, that would be great because that helps other people find the show, etc. So he had written back and said, unfortunately, he couldn't because he listens via Google Play and they don't let you leave reviews. So that was good to note.
Good to know.
Yeah. However, he did give us some other ways that he's reaching out to other people regarding the show. And he said he's made a resource list for his supervisees. And he's also, and we're one of the options on the resource list where you can get info. And he's also made everyone pocket ethics books.
Oh, yes, Jeff!
Which is a shout out to Jackie. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? That's cool, Jeff. And then he said that Diana and Jackie provide clear and succinct summaries along with thoughtful analysis. And Rob's pretty cool, too.
It's all I've ever tried to be, Jeff.
Here, it's true. Rob just wants to be the cool one.
I just want to be the cool one.
And it's working.
So thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. We appreciate you writing in. I also get a variety of emails, as I usually am the one doing the CEs that are CE related. So I thought I would just maybe review with the group at large what the answers to those emails is. I get the question, how many CEs per episode? So it's 1.0 type 2 CEUs per episode. And that's true across the board.
Yes. And sometimes I think people wonder, well, the episodes aren't, like the 50 minutes. They're a little longer than a conference. And that's really by design. The point of the show is always to be very collegiate atmosphere, which means that sometimes we go off into tangents and we get a little bit silly. So we tend to try to make sure that we're going above just kind of the bare minimum 50 minutes, because we're pretty sure we try not to get too off topic. We're pretty sure there's at least 10 to 15 minutes of every episode where we're joking about something or sharing a personal anecdote that is only barely related to the article that we are discussing. And sometimes we're better than others at that, but we'd rather have them run a little bit long and then keep that atmosphere going than stick to, we've got 50 minutes and we have to be all business all the time, because, the discussion is the fun part.
And we're not business. We're sometimes, but we're like a mullet. Sometimes we're business, but sometimes we're partying.
We're business in the front, we're partying in the back.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. But there's always at least 50 minutes of business in the front for any episode, but that's why it's 1.0.
Because there's a party in the back for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And if we were going to do multiple, like we've done a couple episodes where we've either done a topic where we sort of carried it over across weeks. I know when we did our supervision book club, that was 3 separate episodes. So when it's a topic that we know is going to go way beyond about an hour or hour 15 minutes, then we usually will break it up into separate episodes and then spread them out across the week, so that you don't get like a 5-hour podcast in which we couldn't tell you what percentage of time we were doing content, because 5 hours we would get loopy. I can't imagine you could talk about an article for more than 3 hours before you just start going into the weeds.
Right.
True. I also get the question of what is our ACE provider number. That information is available when you get your CE certificate. It comes as a PDF in your email that you provide to me, and it's in the lower right-hand corner of that certificate. That brings me to the next question: when will my certificate arrive? Each of these certificates is not as though you submit that information and then a computer makes your certificate. It's a handmade, lovingly handcrafted certificate that I make for you every evening. So I do the CEs pretty much every day. If ever there's going to be a break, we try to let you know on the Facebook page, but almost always you will have that CE certificate emailed to you in 24 to 48 hours. So if it's been certainly beyond 48 hours, definitely email me and let me know. Something certainly could have happened, or it could have gotten caught in your spam. Or I could have made an error and missed it. However, it's been less than 48 hours and definitely less than 24 hours. It's coming. I just need a chance to make it.
Yeah. And, not to be like, shame on anyone. We have 45 days technically to send these things. And that's not saying that we're not going to send them fast, because we want to get these things out and we want to get people their CEs.
Yeah.
But that is to say, just as a general precaution, if you are looking to get CEs, this is just a pro tip in general, make sure you are planning ahead. So if you're, 10 days till your renewal cycle comes up and you need to get 3 CEs at the last minute,
right?
From us, we really, 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 I can't, it's been a long time since we've gone more
I would
than
have it
48
to
hours.
you.
Yeah.
But
not every organization, I've gone to major conferences and it's taken a week or more to get my CEs.
Right.
I think everyone's a lot faster than they used to be. But there's a chance that you get CEs. It's not going to come right away. So just be aware of that, just for your own knowledge when you're planning ahead, because the last thing you want is you think you got that last webinar in and it takes 5 to 7 days before you get that CE that you needed today. So just plan ahead. Don't wait till the last minute with that.
Sure.
And if you get them through us, you will never wait till the last minute, because we very rarely take more than 24 hours to get those back to you. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, just another benefit to the ABA Inside Track family of shows.
We're family.
Of which this is the only show.
So we definitely try to be very responsive to those emails, and just know that the CEs are in prep and they are coming, and they should be to you within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. And then I wanted to round out the show with some highlighted posts that we've posted on our Facebook page. So Rob tries to find relevant articles in the world.
I try.
And post them. He does a great job. I would fail at this miserably. But some things that you should check out on our Facebook page is Neo. He's a robot that helps treat kids with autism. So he's a behavior therapist, but he's a robot.
Someone mentioned they've done some research with this robot.
Yeah. So you can check that out. There's also a concise history of the autism diagnosis from spectrumnews.org that you can look at. And also, the Boston Herald wrote an article called "No More Flying Blind on Autism." So that's something that you can check out if you're interested in.
It was an interesting article on some interesting new technology. However, I think the tone of the article was, man, no one has done anything whatsoever for people with autism ever.
Yeah,
Thank
like,
God this magic technology
Yeah.
is going to be developed in the next 10 to 15 years. And it was a little dismissive.
Yeah. So we always try to find some current articles outside of the realm of the research articles that we're talking about. So check it out. And you can leave us a review on Facebook or on iTunes, and that helps us spread the word that we're around and we're alive. And if you are at ABAI, Diana and I would love to see you.
We would have already seen you.
Yeah, we've seen you. Yeah, we would have already seen you.
Early because everyone's going to be gone but me.
And high-fived you. So I'm glad to have seen you. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Well, that's it for our preview episode. Don't forget to tune in next week for our full-length episode on Do Humans Prefer Contingencies, which will be in our podcast feed, and also on YouTube, where maybe you found this video as well. We'll have a link on the Facebook page and on Twitter and everything, too. Thank you so much, Jackie and Diana.
Thanks, Diana and Rob.
Thanks to everyone
Jackie and Rob.
Who posts, who emails us. It really is still means so very much to us when anyone interacts with us about the show or about anything we're posting or anything we're doing. It is awesome. It is awesome to hear new perspectives as well. So please continue doing that. We love it. And we'll see you next week. But until then,
see you soon.
Keep responding. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, friends.